Welcome to the Next Level Facebook Ads Podcast with Phil Graham. We help you master Facebook ads and give you an unfair advantage over your competition. Are you ready? Let's go.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Next Level Facebook Ads Podcast, episode 430 for August 5th, 2025. I'm Phil Graham, and today I'm going to be talking about what Apple, Nike, and Disney would do with a small Facebook ad budget, maybe $500 or $1,000 a month. So I've got a suggestion for you guys. I think you should start thinking more like a brand, not just like an advertiser. Even if you only have $500, $1,000, $200,000 a month to spend on ads, the way you spend it tells your audience who you are. And you don't have to just throw money down the toilet on branding. There's a way you can do it that helps brand you, but still pitches your product or service at the same time. So today we're going to talk about if Apple, Disney, or Nike just had $500 or $1,000 a month to spend on ads. What would they do? What wouldn't they do? Well, I can already tell you, they wouldn't be running discount ads or chasing conversions with a bunch of gimmicks. They would think long-term, even when their budget is small. And they would be very smart about it. So in today's episode, again, I'm going to break down how they would approach a lean ad budget, and more importantly, how you can borrow from that mindset yourself to try and make your next campaign more effective. As usual, I'm going to keep this episode short, sweet, actionable, and full of value. But before we jump into the content, just a quick note, if you guys are looking for some help with your ads, whether you're struggling with what you're doing now or just frustrated or unsure of what to do or who to trust, and you want somebody to teach you either how to do it yourself at a high level or somebody to do it for you, for either one of those things, you can go to my website, philgrahamdigital.com, or DM me on Instagram at philgrahamdigital, and I would love to connect with you. So let's dive right in. Let's say you handed Disney, Apple, or Nike $500 or $1,000 a month to spend on ads. Here's what I think they would do and why I think it could work. And more importantly, this is what I would recommend you guys test as well, regardless of whether you have a smaller budget or a larger budget. Number one, I do think they would focus on brand first, not just sales. So when it comes down to it, no matter what you're selling, whether it's a product or service, for the most part, people can get something either the same or very similar from many different sources, and sometimes even cheaper. It's really important to not only have a great product or service, but have people want to do business with you because of who you are as a brand, whether that's your company as a brand or you as a personal brand or entrepreneur. So in this scenario, they probably wouldn't rush to an ROI. They would know the value of getting attention and building trust with their audience. So with $500 or $1,000, they'd probably invest in what I would call like a scroll-stopping brand story that really tells a great story and hooks the audience and does it really effectively. Instead of saying, hey, here's what we sell, here's how to buy it, it would be more about, this is what we believe, this is who we are here for, this is who we help, this is why we help people, and here's why this matters, and here's why and how we're different and how that benefits you. It would be ads that talk about those types of things. So here's the great thing. You can talk about that stuff and still have an offer. Or you don't even have to have the offer, and sometimes that does a better job of selling when you don't have an offer than when you do. You want to test both ways. So for you, I would recommend a video ad talking about why you exist as a brand or an entrepreneur or a company. Talk about that, not just what you're selling. Number two, I absolutely believe they would build a warm audience before selling. So instead of just giving an offer right away, they would have these ads that would build trust, build engagement, and build that warm audience. So they would most likely use that $500 or $1,000 to do most likely a video, like a brand story video that we just talked about. They would probably put it on Reels, for example, as well as other places. They would really try and engage with the audience, not only with the video, but with their ad copy as well. And the reason for this is, number one, it's sometimes easier to get people's attention when you do it that way. And number two, if and when they engage with your ad in some way, then they can be a lot easier to retarget and get back in front of. But again, they wouldn't just focus on selling from the start. They would build a warm audience and they would segment that retargeting audience. And then they would start retargeting where they would have some offers. And then number three, what I believe they would do is really focus on differentiation with their creative. So even with a small budget, they would make sure that their creative does not blend in with all the stuff that's out there. There's so much crap out there. They would figure out why they're different and how that difference benefits their customers or clients. And they would double down on that difference and really do ads that speak to that in such a great way. They probably wouldn't be using a bunch of stock footage or anything like that, or a bunch of templates, but they would look at using real thumb-stopping creatives that highlight their differentiation. And again, more importantly, how that benefits their customers and clients. So long story short, my friends, to wrap this up, you don't need a big budget to think like a big brand. Next time you're working with a small budget, like maybe right now, for example, lead with your brand message and not just your offer. Warm up your audience before directly selling something and focus on your differentiation. Because I believe even with a small budget, that's what Nike would do, that's what Disney would do, and that's what Apple would do. And this can work even if you're not a billion-dollar brand. There's a lot of potential here, my friends. And as always, just a reminder, it's always important to point out that every business is unique. Results can vary. There's no guaranteed outcomes. So always keep that in mind. I hope that was helpful. Episode 430 is in the books. Thank you guys so much for being here. If you have questions, let me know. PhilGrahamDigital.com is the website, or you can DM me on Instagram at PhilGrahamDigital. I would love to connect with you. Next week, I'm going to be talking about why I love testing ugly ads for new offers. It should be a great episode. Make sure you guys catch it next week. Until then, I will talk to you on next week's episode. Peace out.
Thanks for listening to the Next Level Facebook Ads Podcast. Please remember to subscribe and share this with all your friends. For show notes, more tips, and to learn more about Phil, please visit philgrahamdigital.com/podcast.